Friday has hit. Another ROI has come in successfully. However, when it comes to those withdrawals, Quikipay continues to be Slowipay whilst representing NovaTech in this space. How you doing, people? It's your guy Crypto Coin T, back with a NovaTech update. The week has just been slow in regards to NovaTech and not really much updates going on. So I kind of just said, let me leave it to the side while I focus on my other diversifications until something smooth out, if that happens to do so, which I am confident still in, but it's not a good look what's going on currently, and that's just the reality of the situation. The transition from the coin payments third party payouts to Quikipay has not been a successful one so far. And for me, NovaTech do still get the grace of having my personal patience being afforded to them. But the longer this goes on, the more it's going to shake up the mindsets of some people who are trying to be steadfast with their patience, but noticing traditions of the space and of previous platforms, that doubt is going to creep in, and that can't be helped, especially whilst there's other things out there that are just functioning very smoothly with support also being top notch, which is always been a weak point for NovaTech in terms of what I've heard. I've never personally contacted support, but I've tried to use the functions, and getting through to that function is a bit of a chore. So when things are all combined together, that just adds to certain people's anxieties with how they're feeling about the program and its status currently. Of course, one must disclaim, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm here sharing information and opportunities that I have invested in with risk factors considered. Of course, it's very important in this space to be diversified, because when there are things that come across issues, we've got to be in a place, no matter who has the most or who has the least in terms of platforms, that you can keep it moving regardless and still keep churning out your crypto on a regular basis without having to have your mindset heavily laden on one platform and relying on that solely to benefit you within your life on a day-to-day basis and in just the realms of passive income. That being said, a step up does need to happen. And for me, the only thing I really thought NovaTech should have maybe delayed was switching the third party processor, only because of the situation also happening with the provinces in Canada having to withdraw. Then others, taking out their trading accounts and all that stuff. It's just added to the heavy load that's come upon them. And the issue also is with that is when people are withdrawing from a trading account, that's taken away from the liquidity that's in the pool to be traded, which can affect results going along. So I think the delays with payments have partly to do with that, and NovaTech trying to be very strategic in how they pull funds from the trading account to then distribute it eventually to people. But having that plus a new payment processor in the works, them not really understanding the mass volume of clientele that NovaTech have, and that causing some extra delays as well. It's kind of just a domino effect of not so smooth run-ins, and that's where FUD can enter the mindsets, and then people start doubting whether the future is bright or not. Now, the consistency and longevity of NovaTech is what's enabling me to be more calm with them about the current situation, but still, it's a thing where we also have to be very mindful of what's going on and pay close attention and not be totally blinded by historic performance, because as they say, and as many platforms say, past performance does not reflect future results. And right now it's just in that cloudy area with delay after delay after delay. So what's currently going on is payments are almost either a week behind or just over a week behind the previous week in terms of receiving them. And what's looking like what's happening for a lot of people is that it's stretching and stretching and stretching longer and longer. That's a problem at some stage, because if it's something that goes on for months, people are just going to think the well has run dry. And I don't think NovaTech as a business can afford to have that. Even if they come through and smooth things out, it needs to be almost as soon as they possibly can, because the reputation is what's going to get tarnished rather than the performance of the business. And having years on your side is good, but at the same time, if something else is outperforming you, plus having great support, plus being very fluent with the way they do withdrawal processes, it's gonna steer people away from possibly being a part of this current business. And when you're offering it out to people to have a diversification option and say NovaTech, when people ask about certain performance levels, they're going to be like, well, 3 years, real good, everything was smooth, chinks here and there, but nothing too major. But then year 4, the chinks really started showing. And what's already going around is that it's on a death watch, and having that kind of tag is not a great tag to have. There's obviously people that are not in the program that are keeping hawk eyes on it as well, which doesn't ease the pressure. So it's just another element that NovaTech have to deal with. And I'm sure they're not that concerned about people who are not in the program, but still, when there are issues, there are going to be clients that are searching around for answers and then end up coming across that type of information. And really, that's not the best information to take, because you want to get information from people who are involved in the platform as well, and really get a clear view of at least partly what is known to us, and then not run with people who basically know nothing but just put conspiracy theories together. Now, the great thing is still that the payouts are still going on. People are getting their trading account withdrawals, even though they're very, very delayed compared to what they used to get, but they're still coming through. The bonus rewards are still coming through quicker than, say, a trading account, which is understandable because it's not coming from trading. That's just weekly rewards from that. Those are seeming to stretch out. And for me, I'm like, with my own personal ones, I'm waiting on 2, but one came through last week, which was from the week before, and then another week's passed and that one hasn't come, and then there's a next one that's waiting. So that stack up is where I'm not really enamored with that kind of situation going on. But I am being understanding and being patient, because I don't need to have that rush to me. It's something that I can wait for. But Also, it is something that definitely needs to be addressed as soon as possible. So, in summary, as much as am staying patient, I do also have to be realistic and vigilant on the current status and keep an eye on the pattern that goes on moving forward. And hopefully, we stay encouraging the team to keep improving and really step it up going into the remainder of the first quarter of 2023 and so on and so forth beyond that. All right, people. But yeah, that's just my kind of 3 cents on that. And I will remain patient, but with a wide eye open also. I'll leave it there. Like and subscribe if you're catching the vibe with your guy Crypto Coin 2. Diversification, as I've always said in every single video, is necessary in this space because you don't want to be bogged down, concerned about one specific platform and what it's doing, regardless of how long it's been around and its consistency and all of that. You want to have diversifications that can work for you also. Protect your accounts, wallets, and mines. And yeah, let's keep encouraging NovaTech team. Hopefully they work through all the issues and continue to help me on my journey, on my trajectory of wealth, as well as everyone else who's on their own personal journeys, on their trajectory of wealth. Take care, people. I will catch you soon.